for coming back to the CQ. Appreciate it. The handle here is Randy. We are just east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. I do copy just kind of St. Petersburg. 5 and 7, 5 and 8 on the receive there. Go ahead. You bet. The call here is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. K0 red, white, and blue there. Go ahead.
All right, very good. Quite American. Thanks so much.
Hey, pleasure's all mine. I wasn't sure if this was going to work tonight or not, but I do appreciate you giving us a shout there. Not a bad little location, 1,035 miles here on a Friday evening on 40 meters. I do appreciate it very much. Just so you know real quick, we're actually live on our YouTube channel as well. So by all means, feel free to check it out and check out a Q show. The channel is my call, K0RWB. Go to YouTube, look in the search bar. All of our videos are dated. Anyway, you and yours be safe, be well on this Friday evening. Have a great weekend. Look for you again. Look for us if you hear us out there. I do appreciate it. And you take care. We'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo Oscar 4, India Foxtrot Oscar down in St. Petersburg is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City, 7-3. Okay, thank you again. Well, you take care. Okay, well, go ahead and clear with him. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ. Any other stations, please come with your call.
Alpha 1, Italy Alpha.
Well, I wasn't sure, Mark, if we were going to be able to make it tonight. Got you in there. Just to let you know, we got some cards in the mail today. Thank you so much there. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem at all. I'm just trying to get rid of what I had so I can send you the good ones that I got coming up. So, very good. I'll say good evening to you, Randy. Everything's fine, man. 5 and 9 down here in Daytona Beach. We're in the middle of, not in the middle, but we just started bike week. So I'll be taking them on next week. And I'm just fine with that.
Well, yeah, I was wondering about that. Well, hopefully it'll work out well for everybody, and you'll have some decent weather, and you'll have some good crowds. Maybe after the last couple of years of people kind of hanging out, maybe they'll get a chance to get out and enjoy it as well. We got a little late start. You know, we tried to start at the top of the hour, and the evening dinner took a little longer than we anticipated, and then trying to get things set up in here. But hey, better late than never. So we'll give it a go for a little bit. The band is really busy, so we had a hard time trying to find a free spot there. We usually don't come up this far, but everything down below us was pretty jam-packed, and we didn't want to cause any issues. So I did call a few times. It looks like 253 is open. I hope we're not interfering with anybody. So we'll give it a go and see what we can come up with. Mark there. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, brother. I think there's freaking people stepping on you left and right, but that's okay. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're feeling good over the COVID scare and all of that good stuff. I'm doing fine. Beautiful day here in Daytona Beach. We had a nice walk around the about a 45-minute walk, brisk walk around the neighborhood. It was beautiful. Took care of a couple of things and went to do X-Net. Come up here and on, but I'm really not watching that at all. And just gonna go to bed early and make music tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. We did a little walk this afternoon. Terrible day. We were a little chilly yesterday. We're back up to 72 degrees today. It's a little bit of overcast, but sun still came through, so it was a terrific day. Tomorrow's going to be a good day as well. Sunday, a little bit of rain, I believe they said, coming in, but hey, that's okay. We can use the moisture. I'd rather have the rain than the snow, so hopefully we're past those days, but you can never tell. We're not in the clear until sometime the second week of April a lot of times, so we got a little bit to go there. But nice to hear you in there, Mark. And again, good timing since we did get the cards in the mail today, and then we get a chance to work you here on 40 tonight. Like I said, we'll be here for a little bit. Maybe we can make a few contacts, and we'll get that in the log. We were out of pocket yesterday. We weren't able to be out here in front of the microphone, so wanted to make up for it tonight. So anyway, good to hear you. A good solid 5, 7, 5, and 8. A little bit of noise. There's somebody right above me a little bit that's kind of coming over, but, you know, it's just how it's going to be tonight. So anyway, yeah, early bird gets the worm, so get some rest, get up early. I'm going to do the same thing myself tomorrow. And have a great weekend, Mark. I know we'll talk again, no doubt in my mind. So I'll say 7-3s, enjoy your evening. Alpha 1 India Alpha down in Daytona. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3s, my friend.
We all appreciate what you're doing, and the same with the camaraderie. I'm going to get going and enjoy the rest of Daytona Beach Bike Week. Over. So KZRWB from AA1IA.
Okay, Mark, sounds good, my friend. Take care. 7-3s, we'll talk again soon, no doubt. Okay, this is Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City, QRZ. Any other stations out there? Come with your call, please. Well, it's either going to be a good night or a slow night. We'll see where we're at. We're usually not up this high on the frequency band, but we'll try it again and see if we can find another station or two to say hi to this evening and see what happens. Maybe there's some contests going on. This is Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Calling CQ here on 40 meters. Calling CQ here on 40 meters. How you doing there, Todd? Nice to hear you this evening, or see you there on the chat. Appreciate it very much. CQ. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Calling CQ. Any stations anywhere? Come with your call, please.
Kilo India 5 Tango Papa Echo.
Yeah, we're getting close to that. Kilo India 5 Tango ? Please.
Kilo India 5 Tango Papa Echo. Tango Papa Echo.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Austin. Good evening. How are things in your world tonight there? Go ahead.
All just fine. Just trying to make it around the contest here. A little bit windy. Roll my antenna around. Other than that, man, just hanging out. Good evening.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, I did catch a little bit earlier that there was a contest starting this weekend. We're trying to do our 40-meter Fridays, as they say here on Friday evening. We've got a little bit of a late start, but we decided we'd get out here and see if we can make a few contacts. Appreciate that. And looks like kind of bordering up the mountains, kind of north and west of Santa Fe. Is that about right?
Say that again?
I'm just looking at the log here on my QTH. It's showing you kind of north and west of Santa Fe. Would that be correct?
Yeah, correct on the location there. Yeah, it's a little something.
Okay, fine business. Well, we've got 705 miles as a straight line between us. My QTH here, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, so sitting here pretty much a dead center U.S., and wanted to see if we could make a few contacts this evening. Glad that you give us a call. I don't see a contact in the log here, so thank you very much for that. You're 5, 7, 5, and 8 here in the receive. Not a bad copy on you there. Go ahead.
Right on, yeah. Good to make some contacts here. You're probably 5, 5 over here.
Well, if I can get a deep breath and then start talking, sometimes the meter goes up a little bit, but sometimes you catch me about halfway through my breath, the signal goes down. But I'll certainly take that 5 and 5. That's not a problem at all. Be glad to do it. And, yeah, the first contact we've had out in your direction here in quite a while. So nice to see the antennas working. The band is open. Just so you know real quick, we're actually live streaming currently on our YouTube channel. So our QSO is live, but being recorded as well. if you're curious to listen to how you sound on the air, you could go to my channel, which is my call, K0RWB. Go to the search bar and look for the video with today's date on it. Give a chance to give a look and a listen there, Roger.
Roger that. Certainly, I'll have to check out that stream. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard my voice come from the other side.
Yeah, it's we don't get an opportunity too often, and we've been doing this now for about a year, and it's been a lot of fun. I think other people enjoy it. I mean, a lot of people have heard me say that before, of course, but I actually put my radio display up on the channel, so you can see your own signal report. We've got the oscilloscope listed here, so you can see what your audio wave pattern looks like, kind of see the peaks and valleys on your audio, and get an idea of what it sounds like. Of course, again, nobody's going to know how good your voice sounds as well as you do. Nobody knows your voice like that, so it's just something we enjoy doing. It seems to be something that people enjoy, and we're just going to keep on doing it until people say stop there, Roger.
Hey, Roger. Sounds like a good idea to me. I think it's always good to get the word out a little bit about the hobby.
Well, there's several other people that are doing this as well, Austin. We do ours a little different here on the channel. We don't do 5.9 QRZ. This is not a contest, and we really can't do 10 or 15-minute Q shows. So we try to find a happy medium. You call in, you've got something to say, we'd like to hear it, and so forth. Every once in a while, we put up a question or a comment that maybe we can, bring out to other people and get their thoughts on it. So what we did tonight is I said, why? I said, why ham radio for a hobby? So what's your excuse for being a ham operator, Austin?
Well, I don't really have an excuse, man. I just kind of, I suppose I like building the antennas. The antenna scratching side of it's kind of interesting to me.
You know what? And that's the perfect answer. No, good for you. Again, a lot of people get into hobby for different things, for different reasons and so forth. I am not a very good antenna builder. I certainly like to try to figure this out. I'm not very good at it. So when I talk to people who built their own antennas and how they work and so forth, I find myself being a little jealous. That and mobile operations, we've never been successful with a mobile. So we're going to sit here in the shack with the microphone in front of us and leave it at that. But no, I appreciate your answer. Again, there ain't nothing wrong, of course. Everybody gets in the hobby for different reasons. We're kind of curious. People want to share that information with us, and maybe that'll spur somebody else to maybe get into the hobby as well there, Roger.
For sure. So, it's been good talking to you here. I'm going to say so many cheers for now.
Well, I appreciate it, Austin. Yeah, feel free to come back anytime you hear us out there. Again, generally in the evenings, if we're out on the air, we generally have our YouTube channel up, the live stream going as well. So, but yeah, you get a chance, give a look and a listen, see what you think. You can give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, no comment, nothing at all. That's totally fine. But at least sit back and enjoy it. Again, as we start talking, your signal's gotten better, and your audio is really coming up. So it's sounding really good. So maybe the band's coming around your direction. So anyway, hey, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening and the weekend coming up as well. And don't hesitate, if you hear us out there, give us a call again. We'd be more than happy to kind of pick it up where we left off. So in the meantime, you and yours be safe, be well, and you take care, and we do appreciate you giving us a call. Kilo India 5, Tango Papa Echo. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, sir. 7 3s.
Uniform Sierra Alpha.
Okay, thank you, Austin. QRZ, do you have any other stations out there, please? Come with your call.
Uniform Delta 9, Romeo Bravo, Uniform Golf.
Okay, Kilo Delta 9, radio, question mark, please.
Radio Bravo Yankee. Joel up in Wisconsin here.
Oh, not again. Hey, Joel, how are you this evening? Really nice signal. Good audio to go with it there. Go ahead.
Yeah, good to hear it. I see where you're on YouTube here, and I figured I'd give you a shout here. So, yeah, it looks like I haven't talked to you since, October here. Yeah, that's been a little bit. I haven't really found the opportunity yet. But, Yeah. Well, here I am. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'm officially a regular now, correct?
Well, no, I've got May 1st of last year, August 22nd or 26th, October the 30th. I have December 23rd, all of last year, and now tonight. So you've been a regular since December, unless I'm missing something there.
Well, I'd be missing one then. Holy cow. I thought I was diligently logging here. Well, I know it's official.
Well, you know, it doesn't really matter the time. The thing is we're talking right now. That's usually the main thing. Yeah, really good signal on you. You're good 5'9", a little bit over, a little bit there. Of course, there's a lot of activity on 40 meters tonight. So, again, as I said earlier, we generally don't go quite up this high on the band, but it was pretty packed a little bit farther down. We didn't want to interfere with anybody and make sure we were in the clear. So we did our due diligence, and it did sound like it was open here on 253. I know there's some stations around us. And we'll be out here for a little bit, see how it goes, see if we can make a few contacts. We tried to get started at the top of the hour, but we're a little bit late, so I'd say better late than never there, Roger.
Roger that. Sometimes that even works a little better for me. Yeah, a lot of times I get home from work and I seem to take a nap right away. Yeah, I must be ready to retire just about. Actually looking at that in a few years here. But, well, in the meantime, I just kind of got to slog through work.
Yeah, well, we don't say that four-letter word around here anymore, so you can have it up there. Okay, real quick, the title of tonight's video, or the question of the day, whatever you want to call it, is why? Why ham radio for a hobby for you?
Well, my simple answer is, why not? But actually, it's been quite a while since that I've been interested in it. Just for some reason, it took me a long time to finally get my license, but, well, I guess life happens sometimes, but I'm here now, so I'm really enjoying the hobby.
No, that's great. Well, again, there is no wrong answer, of course. I mean, we all get into the hobby for one reason or another, and I think a lot of times it's quite interesting to kind of get an idea of why some people got into the hobby, or why they build antennas, or what do they like about the different aspects of amateur radio, whether it's digital modes and CW and those kind of things. And I just thought, hey, what a great way to start this. On Friday night, just kind of ask people, hey, why ham radio? Why not model airplanes, or or trains, or bird watching, and those kind of things. So I find it quite interesting. Why some of the operators got into the hobby, and I think it's great. I mean, this is a terrific community, and I'm looking forward to trying to meet and talk with as many as I can there, Roger.
Roger that. Thinking a little more specifically as to why I got into this. It really always intrigued me to talk to somebody halfway around the world or so. That's my primary motivation for getting into it. But there's so much to the hobby though that could get into, and I'm kind of looking forward to that as time goes on here. But in the meantime, SSB, how many different bands have I made contacts on? Well, at least 6 now. So, yeah, it's really interesting to see how propagation goes. Yeah, it's really nice here to see, like, some of the higher bands, 10, 12 meters, get active during the day. And as Cyclone 25 goes on here, hope it gets even a little bit better. Back to you, Randy.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I think 25 has had some peaks and valleys already, which would be understandable. I look at some of the numbers I look at the numbers right now, and they're the best that I've seen all week. Now, somebody may certainly see some different numbers, but it hasn't stopped. Other than I think we were here Wednesday. We weren't here last night, but we've been here either in the afternoon or in the evenings most of the week. We did a portable in the afternoon, I think, on Tuesday, or maybe it was Wednesday. I'm not sure which. But the numbers don't look real good. But you know what? Eastern Seaboard, out west, Canada, the DX is there, and it's really nice to see that that propagation is coming back. And again, here in the evenings, it's you roll the dice, and hopefully you can get some contacts. The first one we had tonight was St. Petersburg, Florida. It's pretty good, a little over 1,000 miles. I'm not going to complain about that. And then out there in New Mexico, and then here we are in Ohio and Michigan and Indiana and so forth. So I would venture to guess the band isn't too bad a shape there, Roger.
I suppose I might just go explore that a little more and let somebody else to talk to you. Good get a hold of you again then. I'll talk to you again somewhere down the log. 73 to you. 80 RWB 89RDY.
Well, it's nice to hear you again, Joel, and thank you for giving us a call this evening. And just because you didn't see the other contact, that's okay. We've got it in the log here, and just to make you feel better, we're going to have a party here later on. We'll throw some confetti in your name, so we'll make sure that we get you covered. But nice to hear you. Always nice to get a chance to chat with you whenever we get a chance to get together. I hope things are going well. Your signal came up quite a bit. You've been 10 over the last couple of go-rounds, so nice to see that the band is getting a little better between us. So anyway, hey, enjoy the rest of your evening. Nice to hear you as always. Always enjoy anytime we have a chat. We've always got something to talk about between us. And thank you for sharing why the hobby. So that's very cool. Hey, have a great weekend, and look for us again, of course. Hopefully it won't be that many months, but it's amazing how time flies. Joel, you take care. You and yours be safe and be well. Kilo Delta 9, Radio Bravo Yankee. This is Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Joel. Take care.
Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo, South Carolina.
Okay, the Whiskey 4 station, I'm sorry, try it again.
Yes, Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo, W4JLE. Good evening, Randy. We got a pretty bad case of flu, so our voice probably is not all that great tonight.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Thanks for calling. We've got a station a little bit above us that's kind of coming over. It wasn't there earlier, but hey, they may not be able to hear. So we're gonna try to work through it here. But we've missed you the last couple of times we've been out here. But everybody's got things going on and what have you, and it's not any different with me. And so I'm not going to complain. And when we get a chance, we get out here, and when we can't, of course. Sorry to hear you're a little under the weather. I do appreciate you calling, and always good signal, of course. And I knew that's who it was, but I like to hear the call being repeated. So hopefully you're not out of breath because I made you do it twice there. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem there. Well, last time I tried to talk to you, some clown run into the power pole down the road, so we lost all the electricity, and I didn't have the generator hooked up, so you got a good signal here. You're 10 over 9. And to answer your question about YHAM radio, I did it for public service. I enjoyed handling traffic, enjoyed working. I think the one I enjoyed, the one I was most involved with was a hurricane back in the 50s, and up net control for the whole state. Boy, that just hooked me. I was gone forever. And of course, I've been involved with Mars. I got a little over 44 years in Mars and have held most of the senior positions there. In fact, I retired from Army Mars about a year ago, and as of yesterday, I'm now a member of Air Force Mars. I started out in Navy, so I've been all three now.
Well, that's great. Well, I will say welcome aboard. I'm glad you decided to aim high. So the boys in blue, I'm sure they're happy to have you. I am as too. as well. I'm glad you came about your senses and decided to go where you're most appreciated there. Hi.
Well, I'll tell you what, I started over again. They wanted to give me the easy way through, and I said, nope, I'm going to start as a tango just so I understand the whole process that a new tango has to go through. To find a couple things that they need to take a look at, but I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's good. That's the main thing, of course, is enjoy what you're doing. And then kind of come down under the weather. Oh, really sorry to hear that. We had our stint the 1st of February for the second time around. I don't know if I think we've talked back then or not. I'd have to look, but yeah, I don't care what it is, especially this time of year. It's not going to be fun, whether it's flu, cold, COVID, or anything in between. And anytime it starts to mess with your breathing, it sure makes you quite miserable there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, I'm going to jump on out of here. I know there's others waiting to talk to you, Randy, but anytime that we can work you, we like to. When you get out 20 meters, excuse me, you skip right over the top of us, so we don't ever get a chance to work you on 20.
I appreciate that. Well, we can get into North and South Carolina pretty good on 20. Yeah, it's unusual, but the other day we tried, we did a portable, and when you run those kind of antennas versus the beam, and I did notice on 20 that we were getting a few more closer in stations that we would here, normally on the beam on 20. So something to be said about that. But yeah, we're trying to make an attempt to do a little bit in the afternoons on some other stations that we wouldn't get here in the evenings and vice versa. So hopefully there's enough out there that, at some point or another we can make those connections there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we hear you working the boys over on the coast there. I'd say you probably missed us by 20 or 30 miles, and it's not that much because just the other side or just east of us, those are the stations you're working, and also to the north and the south of us. But we're still in that skip zone. Anyway, 7-3s, and thanks for coming back to us, Randy. Hope to work you again. I know we will. W4JLE, 7-3.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope you get feeling better. I do appreciate you taking the time this evening to give us a call. Don't quite sound like yourself, but I'll give you credit for making the attempt. And, yeah, we're the same way. Anytime we have a chance to chat with you, fine. Your signal's always the same, always good, solid signal. So, hey, enjoy your evening, which you can. Take care of yourself over the weekend. And congrats coming to Air Force Mars. I think that's awesome. And hopefully we'll, next time we chat, I hope you're feeling a whole lot better. That's all I can say. So you and the missus have a great weekend. And we'll certainly look for you again next time around. 7-3s, enjoy your evening. Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, 7-3s.
7-3.
Okay, QRZ, any other stations out there, please? Come with your call.
Sierra
I did hear a Bravo Yankee. That sounds like David. David, give me the call again.
Uniform Sierra Alpha.
Well, you're not yourself tonight, David. A little bit of noise on the band. I can try to bring a little bit out there. So what's happening on a Friday evening for you?
Well, I was supposed to sound good. I tried to get in there Wednesday night or Tuesday night, whatever it was. I wanted to make a comment along with one of the other operators who was in there about the QSL card from the veterans and the Christmas train by YL, and my stepdaughter and grandson really liked them.
Well, I'm glad for that. We were trying to narrow down several different illustrations, and that's the one we kind of settled on, and we've certainly got some positive feedback on it. I hope everybody liked it. We certainly did. And we're certainly not a professional at it, but we thought that would certainly get the point across, so I'm glad to hear that. And so real quick, the conditions aren't the greatest, but I want to get to your comment here. The title tonight is Why? Why ham radio for a hobby? So why ham radio for you?
Well, back when I was in high school, many, many years ago, I belonged to the club here, the radio club in high school. And then life got in the way, and I always wanted to get into it. So finally, I got the time for it.
Well, that's great. And of course, there are no wrong answers. We all get into this hobby for different reasons, and I think it's very intriguing. That's what I like to hear is, why people did this and, why they continue to do it. So I thought, hey, what a great way on Friday night just to ask people why they're in the hobby. And I appreciate you sharing that for us. Any other projects going on right now, or are you taking a break for a while since you finished the big one?
Put up an 80-meter inverted, 75-meter inverted L. We're going to get on the local net. And I was going to make a comment about 40. This morning, I got on the corncob net, and I was talking to one of the locals 4 miles from the house.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So, like I said, with that, I'm going to say 73, and you have a good weekend, and I'll be clear on your final. Through RWB, this is KP8RBY.
Well, I appreciate it, David. Always nice to hear you, of course. And, of course, I know you are a regular. I know whenever you hear us, you can try to get in there. Sorry you couldn't get in the other night. We always pull the calls what we can hear. And we're not sometimes hearing aids are good, but we made it this evening, and that's really all that matters. So anyway, thanks for sharing the information about the hobby. Appreciate that, and be looking forward to see some reports from you how the dipole setup is going for you. So anyway, hey, enjoy your Friday evening. Again, thanks for calling us. Appreciate it very much, and as always, we'll look forward to the next time around, no doubt at all. So we'll just say 7-3 you and your have a great evening. Kilo Echo 8, Romeo Bravo Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, David. Have a good night. Okay, QRZ, any other stations, please? Come with your call.
Uniform Sierra Alpha.
Okay, the Uniform Sierra Alpha. Give me the call again, please.
Kilowatt Alpha 4, Uniform Sierra Alpha. The name's Frank. We're in Lexington, Kentucky. Go ahead.
Okay, Frank. Well, thanks so much for calling. The name here is Randy, and the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, right off the I-70 corridor. And just playing radio this evening. We've got our live stream going, so we're actually live here on YouTube. So I'd like to say welcome aboard, and how are things going on in your world this evening?
Things are going good. The weather's really nice in Kentucky. It was a little cooler today. It was in the 60s, but yesterday was in the 70s. Going to about 74 tomorrow. Sunny blue skies. We've had a pretty mild winter. We had a couple of snows, but they don't last long in Kentucky. But just enjoying ham radio tonight.
Yeah, well, congrats. That's exactly what I think we're all radio for a hobby.
Okay, let that guy quit tuning up. We need to find another frequency for tuning up. Anyway, the reason I'm in this hobby is, number one, I've never got over the fact that I can key this mic, and I don't know who I'm going to talk to or where at. It could be in Japan, it could be in Europe, it could be in Missouri, and I love to talk to people.
That's a terrific answer. I've told people before, it's a free phone call. You just don't know who is on the other end.
Roger, Roger. Did you say we talked once before?
Yeah, I've shown March the 3rd of last year on 40 meters.
Yeah, I think I've got a new radio something. I've actually got a new radio and a new amplifier. I've got just got a HTVX10 about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm really having fun with that. And I got my new amplifier, and I got a ACOM amplifier, so we're having fun playing with it.
Well, congratulations on the equipment. Well, you're anywhere from 5'8" to 10 over, Again, I think we've got a station that's a little bit below us right now that's kind of bleeding over a little bit. And if it continues, we might have to move up a KC or two just to make the conversations a little easier to listen and probably transmit. So we'll see about that. But no, I think that's great. Good for you. We run an ACOM amplifier here as well. We have an ACOM 1000 that we're currently running, and it's always served us quite well. And it doesn't seem to alter your audio at all. That's kind of what we're looking for. So congrats on that. It sounds really good. It's amazing how time flies. It's almost been a year. Go figure.
Yeah, I thought I didn't recognize your call, but I did recognize your voice. I recognize faces and voices better than I remember call letters. I don't know what the deal on that is. I run a little bit of CW. You'd think I could remember call letters.
You know what? Sometimes I can't remember what I had for breakfast, so no harm and no foul at all. No, glad to do it. And again, I appreciate you sharing that. It is quite interesting if you ask enough people, why the hobby, and it's really neat to hear some of the answers. A lot of people, and a lot of have multiple hobbies, so that's pretty cool. So. It's really nice to kind of get that information. We all have varied backgrounds and interests, but we have this common thing of ham radio, and I just think it's a terrific community.
Roger on that. I tell you what, I'm 77 years old. I'm still very active. I retired and I started another business about 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm very active. I'm in good shape for my age. Like I said, I'm 77. But this is the only hobby I have now. I burned out fishing and golfing when I was young, and when I retired, I didn't have the desire to go out and put the energy in it like I needed to. I still like to watch it on TV or go to a golf game, and I was a pretty good golfer, but radio's about it now, but there's lots of things out there.
Yeah, there certainly is, and a lot of them cross over to other hobbies as well, and it's amazing the number of operators that I talk with that are also in the aviation. They're pilots. That seems to be quite common. And I know there's others as well. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, but no, that's just again, that's just food for thought. A lot of us get into these things for different reasons. I think it's very interesting to hear that if you're willing to share and so forth. So. This is kind of what we're doing this evening, but very nice to hear you again, Frank, and congrats again on the equipment. I don't know, I don't think you told me exactly which amplifier it was, but again, the signal's been anywhere from 5 and 8 to 10 over, so no worries at all trying to hear you, but and I'd like to say thank you for giving us a call this evening. Nice to have a chance to kind of catch up with you. And as always, if you hear us out there, feel free to give us a call again, and we'll just kind of pick things where we left off. So I'll go ahead and do mine, let you do yours, but we do appreciate you calling. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night, and have a great weekend ahead there, Roger.
Roger on that, Randy. That guy's still scratching down on that other frequency. Anyway, Randy, good talking to you, and thanks for the comment on the signal. We're only pushing about 700 or something like that. It's rated at 700, but it'll go between 8 and 9, and I'm sure yours will go higher than 1,000. But I'm really, really happy with the amplifier. It's a really quality piece of equipment.
Yeah, I have no complaints with mine, and I would be really hard pressed to let it go. But yeah, we've been really fortunate with it. Yeah, I can hear the station down below. I think when you and I clear, I'm going to try to maybe move up 1 KC to see if we can kind of get away from that so I can hear the stations a little better. But hey, Frank, again, enjoy your rest of your evening. You and yours be safe, be well. Have a great weekend, and we're generally out here during the week, Monday through Friday. So if you hear us again, please don't hesitate. Give us a call, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. So I'll say 7-3 for now. Love the call, too, by the way, the USA. That's pretty awesome. Good for you. Kilo Alpha 4, Uniform Sierra Alpha. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Frank. Have a good night.
Roger, Randy. I wanted to ask you one thing before you leave. I appreciate the conversation, the QSO, and I like to rag you a little bit, and I know there's other people like to talk to, but, get in 5 or 6 minutes with each person. It's always a lot of fun. What frequency do you usually hang out on?
Well, I kind of honestly say, generally speaking, it can be anywhere from, 215 to 230. That's what I like to be. The antenna likes it a little bit better. Of course, it's okay here as well. But again, these are all open frequencies, and I'm more than willing to try to find a spot. My thing is I don't want to be bleeding over on somebody else and causing an issue. So if we've got to move a little higher up or a little bit farther down, I'm certainly okay with that. And we'll just kind of work it from there. So I have people ask me all the time, what frequency you're on, and I honestly can't say because you just don't know until you call CQ. So that's the best answer I've got for you.
Okay, Roger on that. If you want to find me, I don't know if you ever heard of the group. I'm a wing nut and I hang out on 230. You're welcome to come down anytime. We love to have new people in. And at nighttime it's not too active down there, but in daytime it is. But anyway, if you want to find me, tell me to come to 230 and come get me. We'll go somewhere, or tell me where y'all at, and we'll join the QSO or something. But all right, man, love talking to you. Have a good day, and love the people from Missouri. KA4 USA, we're clear with KORWB. Thank you, sir.
No problem at all, Frank. Be happy to do that. Yeah, I've listened to heard the Wing Nuts even this evening as we were flipping the band, so no worries at all. Hey, you take care in 7-3s. We're going to clear with Frank. It's getting a little busier, folks, so if you guys don't mind, I want to be able to hear everybody a little better. We want to try to move up 1 KC. I don't see anything on the band here that shows anybody in that area, so we're going to QSY to 7254. Hopefully that'll take care of some of the noise. So any and all who'd like to do that, we're welcome to move up this 1 KC, but we want to make sure we can hear everybody the best we can without the bleed over. So Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, we're going to QSY to 7254. QSY is a frequency in use. Well, nothing heard that I can hear there, so we'll try it again. So hopefully a few others were able to follow us. I do apologize, but a little noisy with the bleed over, but that's just the way it works sometimes. Again, this is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy in Kansas City. QRZ, any stations, please come with your call.
November 7, Radio Mike Kilo.
Okay, November 7, Radio Mike Kilo. Ryan, good evening. How are you doing?
Hey, good evening, Randy. We're doing just fine this evening. How about yourself?
Well, if I told you if I was doing any better, I wouldn't do with myself. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty darn good for a Friday night, I tell you.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, great signal, by the way. Nice 10 over. And let's see what it's got here. Gosh, September on 20 meters. Nice to hear you again. Hope you had a good holidays and got through that, and the New Year's is treating you well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We had a fantastic holidays with the family and the kids, and rolled right into the new year with the nose to the grindstone, still working and carrying on. So nothing to report on that end here. In fact, I'm working more than I ever have, 6 days a week. So just getting a quick radio in on the Friday night before we go back to the salt mine tomorrow. How about yourself? Holidays good?
Yeah, well, yeah, it really was. Of course, they always seem to go by pretty quick. A little bit different this last time around. I was able to finagle some guys' time, and we did a special event over Christmas called the Christmas Train. We ran through the 23rd to the 26th. There was 5 of us in total. We all had special calls, of course, and it spelled out the word train, which was, we were very fortunate we were able to do that. And then we had a second card called the Clean Sweep. If you were able to work all 5 of us, we had that card as well. So, yeah, it was a great holidays. It's been an interesting year in 2021, I think, for most of us. And it was kind of that way to start of 2022. We ended up having a second stint of COVID the 1st of February, but we came out the other end pretty good and feel really good now. We're having an opportunity now to get in front of the microphone a little bit more than we were the first part of the year, so I guess that can't necessarily be a bad thing. So, and we had some time this evening, and we wanted to get out here and say good evening to everybody. It's 40-meter Fridays is what I like to do here. And before you go, we want to make sure we're trying to get it in for everybody. But the title of the question tonight is why? Why ham radio for a hobby?
Oh, well, let's see, that's actually an easy one for me. It goes all the way back to when I was just a little boy in the very early 80s. My dad was in the Air Force. He retired after 20 years, but at the time he was in the Air Force, he had to go to Korea for a year. And I was probably, I want to say I was 5 or 6 years old at the time. You know, and Dad's gone for a year, and you know how long a year is when you're that small, so it was like forever. And, well, he was a ham radio operator, still is a ham radio operator, and my mother's father was also a ham radio operator. And we'd get a time that we would go over to the house, and we would talk to him in Korea via the radio. And in 1980, I want to say it was 1982, that was pretty darn magical. We didn't get to talk to Dad on the phone because it was very, very expensive back then to do that. And we got to go and talk on the magic box at Grandpa's house to my dad in another country on the other side of the globe. So that fascination right there was enough that I got bit by the bug, and it stayed there.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a terrific story. It really is. Thank you for sharing that. That is really, really cool. I had something similar to that a couple of years later. It would have been 1988. And the YL was on the island of Crete in Greece. And something similar to that. So I can certainly relate. But, yeah, that is really an awesome story. I appreciate you sharing that, and hopefully some others out there listening will have some good stories as well. But very, very cool, and you've stuck with the hobby all those years, and again, I've said it many times, it's just a terrific community, and I just can't think of another great hobby.
Yeah, there was obviously...
There's Joe, Kilo 5 YVY. Good afternoon, good evening, Joe.
Did the 11 meters on the CB and all that before I got my license, and you know, still mess around over there because it's fun, and then here for the same reasons, it's fun, different people, and that's really the thing that keeps me in the hobby is I've met so many great people over the years, and continue to meet great people from all over the world at this point, and it's fascinating to me to hear how different and how similar we all are, and the ham radio hobby is what joins us together and brings us to those conversations to find out how different and similar we are at the same time. So it's definitely a wonderful hobby, and I'm sure most everybody says the same thing, because I can't imagine anybody doing it because they don't like it, right? I haven't told you, but you're a solid 5'9" plus here in Vegas. A beautiful signal, great audio, and it hasn't fluctuated. So you're doing real good over here, Randy.
Well, I wish I could take credit for it, but we'd like to think the antenna is doing the heavy lifting, and then the other supporting parts are working as well. I appreciate that, and yeah, we've got a good little pipeline between us there, so that's good. We haven't had too many to the west of us, you know, being here in Kansas City, so it's nice to hear you. We did have one down down by Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we did start off with St. Petersburg, Florida. So the band is in pretty good shape. It does move around a little bit, of course, a little bit up and down, but that's to be expected. But again, we had a little bit of time. We wanted to get out here, and of course, I don't know if maybe I mentioned it before, maybe not. We are live on our YouTube channel. We've got our live stream going. And I think you'd be very impressed if you listen to your audio on the playback. So if you have that chance, or if you're curious to listen to see what it actually sounds like, give a look and a listen to the playback on the channel, which is my call, K0RWB. And of course, all my videos are dated, so you'd look for today's date. And probably about 46 minutes in, thereabouts, you could fast forward to that point. Give a look and a listen. I think you'll be very impressed at how it sounds on my receive.
No, QSL and all of that, and I'm recording this myself. I don't have a big YouTube channel like you do. I saw that you were on. I was like, hey, let me see if I can hear him on 40 meters tonight. And sure enough, the conditions were there. So I figured, well, you know, if nothing else, I'll get to stop by and say hi again. So I also record not all of them, and not for very long, but QSOs that I have an idea they're going to be pretty good. And I'll share them with some of my friends here in Vegas via my YouTube channel, which is also my call. So nothing fancy, nothing like yours. You do great work. I'm just a hack, but So I guess here in a little bit, if you feel the same, you can look up my call sign and see your audio coming back this way in your signal. So I guess it's kind of different for you to maybe watch you rather than us all watching you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Actually, many times, especially here on 40, when we get done at the end of the transmission, whatever, and especially on different topics, I'll go back and listen to the entire thing because I can pick up so many different things from people who've called in. Because, it's, and you know this when you're recording, I've got 3 screens in front of me, 3 different things going on, the live chat and what the display is doing and those kind of things. And sometimes there's a few little things you miss. So I enjoy going back, listening to it. Maybe I can pick things up that I could do better in the future, or, certain, maybe somebody did a special type of an antenna project and you want to know exactly what they did. So we listen to that quite often, but I've got it written down here. I didn't realize you had a channel, but yeah, we're going to give a look here a little bit later. Be happy to do that. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's almost like an armchair copy, which is really nice. The distance is, just a little over, it's 1,160 miles is what I'm showing straight line. So nothing wrong with that. Nice to see the band is open in your direction. Maybe it'll stretch out to the California and the upper northwest there as well. We'll see what happens. But very nice to hear you again, Ryan. It's been a while, of course, but hey, like I said before, never late. Always better late than never. And I'm glad we got that squared away. I do appreciate you sharing your story. It's really terrific. It really is. And it's stuck with you all these years. It's probably one of the nicer stories I've heard in a very, very long time. And I certainly appreciate you sharing that. So, hey, enjoy the rest of your Friday night. And, don't be a stranger if you have the opportunity. I know you're working pretty hard there, but I appreciate you taking the time this evening to give us a call. You could have done anything, but you found me and you called, and I'm glad we got a chance to connect again. So enjoy your weekend, whatever you can. I know you said 6 days a week. Don't forget to take care of yourself sometimes too, my friend. But please come back anytime you hear us. We'll certainly look forward to it. I'll say 7-3s, and you have a great evening. November 7, Romeo Mike Kilo out in Vegas, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, Ryan. 7-3s.
All right, Randy. 7-3s. You have a good one. And 7 RMK.
All right, you take care. QRZ, any other stations, please? Come with your call.
7 INV.
Let's see if Joe is out there. Kilo 5, Yankee Victor Yankee, the unknown soldier out there playing around in Alabama. Kilo 5, Yankee Victor Yankee. Let's see if Joe is out there this evening. No K5YVY. Joe's got to be out there somewhere. Well, we'll try him a little bit later. Do apologize for that. Okay, QRZ, just try it again. Any station, please.
KD9NNW.
Okay, I got the last of the November whiskey, I believe. If you would, please give me the entire call.
Yes, KD9NNW. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry about that. I have a little trouble with letters. I'm a little better with phonetics, but I think we got it right there. Melvin, is that correct?
No, Marty.
Oh, okay. The logger's showing Melvin. My apologies. I'll make sure I make a note and put down Marty. Well, good evening. Thanks for giving a call. There's a few others in there, but we were just able to pull out your call there. I do appreciate that. Again, the name here is Randy, and the QTH for 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. There, go ahead.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm in Marinette, Wisconsin. That's 50 miles north of Green Bay. I'm sure you've heard of that. Back to you.
Yeah, I know it's north of me. How's that for an answer?
That's a good one. You can't go wrong with that one.
Well, if we were in person, I'd say, oh, it's up there, but I don't think that would work over the radio. So, yeah, hopefully you're done with the blizzards and the cold temperatures.
Well, we're going to have in accordance tomorrow. We still have about 5 inches of snow here in Marinette. A lot more the further north you go. But I think once we get another week into March, things start to get real nice here.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'd like to think that by and large, we're kind of done with those cold fronts and snow. Maybe not, as you get up toward the Canadian border, but we're not complaining here. We've had one of the best weeks we can think of. We set a record on Wednesday at 87 degrees, 72 yesterday, or excuse me, 62 yesterday, 72 today, and nice to have the sunshine. We can start to see things are starting to green just a little bit. It never fails we'll have that yo-yo weather come back and hit us, but we're certainly enjoying the time we have right now there, Roger.
Okay, yeah, sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. I also live in the Milwaukee area. Part of my time, I'm retired, and I come up here to my hometown where I have a cottage on the Bay of Green Bay. And we had robins back 2 days ago, so that's a pretty good sign of spring for us.
Yeah, well, good for you. That's terrific. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a problem with the cold weather, the rains, and so forth, as long as it's not extreme. So, again, 8 to 10 inches is not a lot of fun snow to play with. The 2 or 3 inches of rain, same kind of thing. So, it's going to happen as long as it's in moderation. I'm certainly okay with that. But again, I'm hoping that we've kind of crossed over to, it's not going to be as often severe. I just tell people this is just one day closer to spring. And hopefully that works out well for everybody else. Hey, real quick, while I've got you here, the title of the question we're doing here this evening is why? Why ham radio for a hobby for you?
Well, two people I knew early in my life were amateur operators, and it wasn't until I think I was probably 45 and one of those people is called WC9E, and he really trusted me to get involved, and ever since I was a little kid, I loved radio as a medium, and I would sit at night with my little transistor and listen to, wherever I could hear a station far away. What was it? Little Rock had a big station, Indianapolis, some of the other ones, Boston, and so I don't know, it finally clicked for me, and I'm happy it did. I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, there's no wrong answer, of course, and I certainly appreciate you sharing that. It is interesting to hear some of the different reasons why we've all gotten to the hobby. I think it's very cool. We all have a lot of different backgrounds and interests and so forth. We do have this common thing of amateur radio, and I've had some other stations earlier have already mentioned about the same thing, and I think the operators that are maybe just having a bad day or things aren't going right are pretty few in between, at least when I've been out here on the air. So generally speaking, most of the people I talk with are, just salt of the earth, as I say. And everybody seems to be very supportive. Hey, try this, might make your audio sound better. Or I did this to the antenna and it made it work. Maybe you should think about that. Everybody seems to be very forthcoming with information. There is not a lack of an opinion, which is totally fine. I think if you get enough of them, they all kind of say the same thing, you can probably take it as pretty good advice. So, again, the great thing about the hobby, you put a microphone in front of me, I'm pretty darn happy, and I think a lot of people are that way as well. Roger?
Yes, that's true. I think one of the highlights of, and I wasn't an amateur operator then, but I was in Vietnam, and on Christmas Eve, you get the patches from a ship to California to Marinette, and I was able to talk to my folks for 3 minutes. 3 minutes from Vietnam on Christmas Eve, and it was just tremendous. But at that time, they had to say over after every syllable almost. But it was great to do that. That was the other person who kind of put me in this direction with path. But that was a highlight of my life.
No, that's terrific. Yeah, and it really is. I mean, it's something to be said about the technology. How it works, why it works. I'm just gonna take a pass. But off and on in radio for myself since the early '70s, and even to this day, when you call CQ or what have you, it's still an anticipation to see who's going to be on the other end, whether it's somebody down the road, Eastern Seaboard, or around the world, Antarctica. And even to this day, it's still fun because you just never know who's going to be there. And a lot of times it's people you've talked with before, and I have just as much fun with that as I do talking to new operators that we've not had a contact like yourself, but we've got our first contact tonight. And yeah, again, as I said before, terrific hobby, and just some wonderful, wonderful people, and I hope it continues to be that way.
Oh yeah, I hope so. And you're right. There's a lot of fine people on the bands. That I remember one night sitting here, and I just called CQ in by Georgia. I got a call from South Africa. I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah, and I always hate to see a CQ go unanswered. I've been on that side, and it can be a little frustrating. You kind of put yourself out there, so to speak, and but I always try to answer those CQs, even if it's somebody I've talked with before. It's no special place in particular, but you call CQ because you've got something to say. That's the way I look at it. So I'm more than happy to answer that. I've got the time, and I sit back and really enjoy those conversations, and always look forward to having a chance to connect with them again. So. But, hey, I want to thank you for sharing that information for us and your story about the hobby. And here for the first time, as I've been streaming on my YouTube channel this evening. And all my videos are dated. If you're interested in going back and listening to our QSO, feel free to do so. Give a look and a listen. My radio display is on the channel, so you actually see your own signal report that comes through my receive. And we have our audio scope up. You can look at your audio wave pattern and so forth. But, yeah, if you have time, give a look and a listen. And hopefully you enjoy it. We enjoy doing it, and I hope others do as well. But I want to say thank you for giving us a call this evening. Appreciate it. I know there's a few others out there as well. And enjoy your Friday evening. Have a great weekend as well. And if you hear us out there, by all means, give us a call again there, Roger.
Roger, I just need the call, though. The call and the name, please.
Yeah, my apologies. The call here is Kilo Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, K0 Red, White, and Blue. And the name here is Randy. And again, the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City. We're on the right side. We're on the Missouri side.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Randy. I enjoyed the QSO. I thought I was advanced with my legal pad here, writing things down. I guess I'll have to get a station on YouTube. Anyway, K0RWB, Randy, good talking with you. This is KB9NNW, and I'm clear.
Yeah, no problem at all. Glad to do it. Thank you so much. And like I said, enjoy your night. You and yours, be safe and be well. You take care, 7 3s. Okay, this is K0RWB. We've got time for just a couple more calls till the bottom of the hour. QRZ, any other stations, please? Okay, the North Carolina station, you were the last one there. I'm sorry I couldn't pull out the other one. Didn't expect that many. My apologies for that. The North Carolina station, please give me your call again.
Kilo Bravo 4 Delta Kilo Whiskey, KB4DKW, Daniel in North Carolina.
Okay, Daniel in North Carolina. Well, good evening. Thanks so much for giving us a call. Appreciate you standing by or just coming in or however, but was able to pull out the call there. And we thank you for that. Yeah, the logger says we had a contact last year on April 27th on 40 meters. Nice to hear you again. Amazing how time flies there, Roger.
Roger, yeah, I was just on YouTube watching the show, and then you popped up. I've been trying to get back in here. I got a new microphone, and you're pretty good at giving me a good audio signal. So it's I'm talking on an ICOM IC756 Pro 3, and I just bought me one of these MFK299 microphones. So hopefully you can hear me all right. Do I need to do anything?
Start over. No, it's off a little bit. Yeah, it's like it's almost clipping. Like there's just a little bit too much energy going through it. Not necessarily feedback. I'm not familiar. I think you've got a mic gain adjustment. You might want to try maybe just to turn that down just a touch, and we could try that again and see how it sounds.
Okay, well, I've turned it down a little bit. This is all about 1 o'clock, and this is about 2 o'clock, and I think I was about 3 or 4 o'clock, so I've turned it down a little bit.
Well, it's starting to clear up a little bit. It's hard to explain. And I would have no issue if someone else was able to hear that and could put in their 2 cents as well. It's been a while since we talked, so I can't really remember the last time around. But it's just off a little bit. I don't know if there's something going on with any kind of processing or what have you. A lot of times, some of the mics are a little bit more sensitive, and there's a little bit more of the gain, and sometimes backing that down will alleviate that issue. But it's a little better than it was. It's still, to me, now this is just my ears, mind you, it's just a little bit off. You could listen to this yourself. Of course, we're on the channel, on the live stream. Maybe you'd have a better idea what you could do to correct it, but it's just off a little bit, and like it's got some kind of a reverb, if that makes any sense. Well, that's a little better right here at the last end. And Todd, who's on the live chat, said needed more bass. That's okay too. But again, what I'm hearing is a little bit of reverb or clipping. But what you did, just the last few words, seemed to make a little bit of difference, at least in my receive.
Okay, well that's good. I'm not sure which one's bass. I got the 270, 540, 1000, and 2000 decibels, and I kind of had the ends. I got everything about even now on the equalizer, built-in equalizer. So I don't know if that's any bass here or not.
It's not, but the audio is getting much clearer than it was when you first started. So it is starting to clear up a little bit. Todd is saying roll off the mid-range about 2 dB. Again, I don't remember the settings per se, but the audio is starting to clear up. I'm not hearing near as much as it clipping or reverb. So what you're doing is put you on the right track.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, I got everything turned down, the one on the left and right, 270, 2000, but I'm from center position. I moved the 1000 and 540 about 2 notches down further, so that should be a little bit, make it sound more heavy there.
Well, hopefully, yeah, a little bit more trial and error. You'll get a little closer. Again, from when you first called till now, I can certainly hear a noticeable difference. So, again, I'm no expert here. Just in what I'm hearing, it's starting to clear up a little bit. But my friend, you're the prime candidate, the prime candidate for listening to our QSO. I'm not trying to pat my back here or look for anything else, but I think you could really benefit from listening to our QSO just in the last couple of minutes, and that way you can hear it for yourself, and might make it a little easier for you to make some adjustments if you feel you need to. Again, the channel is just my call, K0RWB, and the video is today's date, of course, and just about an hour, 5 minutes in would be pretty close. I would certainly give a look and a listen and kind of see the progression of some of the changes you've made and kind of give you an idea of maybe what direction you want to go from there. Okay, Daniel. Well, again, no disrespect intended. I just thought, would kind of make a comment there. But again, if you have the chance to listen to it, you be the judge. I mean, nobody's going to know your voice near as good as you are, and just kind of listen to some of the progressions and things you did, and see what direction you want to go. You're welcome to come back anytime, of course. That's what I did a year ago, January. I had my friend down in Florida, Alex, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform. And I did this over a couple of 4 or 5 days, making a few adjustments, going back and listening to it after we would talk. So for better or worse, this is where I'm at, where I think it needs to be. So, but anyway, you could try that. Again, like I said, feel free to come back anytime. We'd be more than happy to try a few different things, give you our opinion of what it sounds like and so forth, and go for there. But we'll kind of leave it up to you. If I can help, I'd be happy to do so. If you hear us out there again, by all means, give us a call. And we'll see where you're at, of course, and hopefully you'll have things the way you like it. So, but anyway, thanks for calling. Nice to hear you there in North Carolina, and have a great Friday evening, a great weekend coming up as well, and by all means, look for us again if you hear us out there. I'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo Bravo 4, Delta Kilo Whiskey, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, 7-3s.
All right, take care. I've switched over to my hand mic, and as I'm talking to you, I'm going to be turning the modulation on the radio down and see how that goes. So I got something else to compare to. Thank you, kind sir. You take care. Have a great night. Thank you for what you're doing. This is KB4DKW Clear. KBRWB.
All right, my friend, you take care, 7-3s. Okay, we'll go ahead and clear with them. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ. Have any other stations, please?
KE7INV.
Okay, the Kilo Echo 7 station, please.
It's Kilo Echo 7, India, November, Victor. My name is Nick, and we're out here in Nevada, over.
All right. Well, good evening, Nick. Thanks for giving us a call from Nevada, second station this evening we've had in Nevada. It's nice to see that we're getting some nice, strong signals from the west of us anyway. Again, yeah, the name here is Randy, and the QTH 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City. Straight line, the logger's showing almost 1,300 miles there. Go ahead.
Oh, very good, Randy. Yeah, we've been listening in for a little bit here. Just thought we'd see if we can get to you there. You got a fine signal. You're between 5.7 to 5.9, depending on the conditions. So, good deal. We did pull up your channel on YouTube here, so we're kind of watching that as well. And do appreciate you picking me up. It sounds like you got a lot of people on board here. Didn't want to take up too much of your time there, over.
No problem at all. Again, when you here in the evenings, no matter what day of the week it is, you call CQ, you never know what you're going to get. And I'm amazed every time I do this, the number of stations out there, and it's really overwhelming sometimes. I'm like, who wants to talk to me? I certainly do appreciate it. And the cool thing is everybody's got something to say, something to talk about, which makes this a whole lot of fun. And that's kind of our thing tonight. And by the way, Nick, it took me a while to think about it. So I know that call somewhere. And we talked in October of last year on 40 as well. So welcome back. And I see the QRZ picture. And when I saw the picture, I go, yeah, now I remember. It's just amazing how time can move on. But I'm just totally overwhelmed with the number of callers, and we certainly try to pull all the calls we can with the time we have available to us and what have you. And lots of times, a lot of stations we're not able to get that evening or what have you, but a lot of them are very persistent. They'll come back another night and they'll say, hey, I couldn't get you the other night, but I got you tonight, and that's really what really counts here, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I just opened up my QRZ page, and yeah, we have talked. So nice getting on the channel here again. I'm not sure if you were live back then or not, but anyways, yeah, pretty nice signal tonight. Definitely 40 meters is picking up, so really enjoying that. And yeah, we're also enjoying a little rainfall out here, so also enjoying that. All right, Randy, well, I'll let you get at it. I'm going to get downstairs and get dinner rolling here, and do appreciate picking me up there. I'll look at my signal report on the YouTube page there. How far in are we on that, hour and 20 minutes?
No, I'm showing about maybe 1:14, give or take. We haven't been here too long, and that last go-around just about put you 20 over. So it's definitely doing okay. Real quick before you go, you've been listening for a while, but I want to know, you don't have to, but I'd like to know why ham radio for a hobby before you go?
I knew you were going to ask the question, so that's why I was trying to get out of there real quick, but you got me anyways. I've been in radio since I was 16 years old. The wife and I used to do a lot of it in California there. I'm from California. Anyways, and it just kind of held in there. Been, consistent through all the years. I also have two of my children licensed hams. So it's kind of trying to, get them into it and get them into the hobby. And one of them's picking it up quite a bit. So he enjoys 2-meter operations. And he's a backpacker. So I enjoy talking to him when he's out in the mountains there. So anyways, we've been doing this for quite a while.
I think that's awesome. And they get some family members involved. The kids, like any sport or any hobby, the kids are the future of this hobby. And, to get the kids involved and they really kind of take to it. Starting with 2 meters is really kind of cool because you're right, backpacking in and out, and it can also be a good tool to have if there's an issue, no doubt about it. I think that's awesome. So I appreciate you sharing that. I wasn't going to let you get away if I didn't have to. But again, it's certainly voluntary. It's a great story. And I'm glad you shared that with us. And I don't think you'll be surprised. I think on your end what you're doing, how the equipment is working, and so forth. So I don't think you'll be surprised by how you sound in the receive.
Yeah, it's always interesting, though, taking a listen on the other end there. So that's one thing nice about getting on here and chatting with you, so you can just kind of, check in on yourself. I know we have the SDRs, but I don't think they sound as good, with you retransmitting it there. So, all right, Randy, well, doggone, appreciate it once again, and we'll try to get on board when we hear you on there. Over.
Yeah, I appreciate it very much, and thank you for taking the time this evening. If weather and time starts changing, especially on a Friday evening, a lot of people are going to be doing other things. So I appreciate you taking the time to give us a call, and we were due. It's just amazing how time flies. How quickly you lose contact. I mean, that's just how life is. Life gets in the way, and we're doing different things and so forth, but it doesn't matter if it's a year or a day or 10 years. We just kind of pick things up again, which is we certainly have done, and that's great. Again, I think it's awesome that we get a chance to get on the air and do this, no matter what. And I'm certainly hoping that we can continue doing it. And I hope you'll come back again. Of course, I think I told you in the beginning, 4 contacts and a log, you become a regular in my book, and you get all the perks and benefits. We even throw a party in your name and throw confetti. So you're halfway there. This is contact number 2. So hopefully we'll get a few more in a short period of time there, Nick. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good, Randy. Yeah, I'll try to get the number 4 there. And one thing I also want to say is, man, you are a master at keeping the frequency rolling, man. You definitely keep it going, have a lot to talk about. Very interesting. So appreciate it once again there. And anyways, Randy, you have a wonderful night. And I hope I got the call right. K0RWB. I know I'm right on that. You have a wonderful night from KE7INV. Nick out here in Lovelock, Nevada. Over.
Yeah, well, it's my pleasure. It's been my privilege to talk with you. Thank you for the nice, kind sentiments. Again, we really do enjoy this. Whether we're doing YouTube or not, doesn't matter. I do it because it's fun, and I think people enjoy it. But we do like getting in front of the microphone. I don't want to have anything to say near as much as what you guys do. You're calling in. You've got something to say. You want to say hi and leave. You can do that. Tell me a story. You worked on some equipment. That's what I want to do on this channel. I'm not a 5'9" QRZer. This is not a contest. And 10 and 15, 20-minute QSOs really isn't something we can do. So we try to be respectful of time on everybody. And, we do that the best we can, and the people enjoy it. I think that's great. If they want to come back again, I think that's great as well. We have a lot of repeats. We've got a lot of people that support us, whether it's on the live chat or on the air. And so I have to tip my hat off to them as well. But again, nice to have a chance to catch up with you. And I look forward to our next one, hopefully sooner than later. But, this is the way it is. But if not, the next time we have a chance to chat, I know we'll have something to say. So anyway, have a great weekend, Nick. Always a pleasure to talk with you when we get that chance, and I look forward again. You take care. Kilo Echo 7 India November Victor Kilowatt 0 red, white, and blue in Kansas City 7-3.
7-3.
All right, we'll try one more, and then we got to let her go, folks. Let her rip. QRZ, any other station, please? We'll try to pull you out.
Uniform 3 Quebec and you, 3Q.
November 3 Quebec, was that correct?
November Uniform 3 Quebec. How you doing, Randy?
Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going? Appreciate that. I think I had another caller, but it sounds like a little bit off of frequency, but we were able to pull you out, Bob. So what's happening this evening?
I'm just working on a newsletter tonight here and just relaxing here in the shack. I'm like a busy week of WORK, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Hey, good signal, though. You're 5.9 plus. Doing okay. So you've been staying busy is what you've been saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Staying busy and just enjoying life in general. So how you been, Randy?
Well, we can't complain. It wouldn't do any good. But as I told somebody earlier, if we were doing any better, we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. It is nice to get a chance to get out here in front of the microphone. We were a little bit late this evening, but better late than never. And again, as I told Nick out in the Nevada area, we're just amazed the number of callers, and I wish we could grab everybody and get all the calls in and so forth, but a lot of times we can't. But it's really overwhelming the number of people are calling. I'm sure you've run across that as well from time to time, and it's really neat thing about the hobby.
Absolutely, I agree 10%. As far as why I got in the hobby, I got into radio a long time ago. I used to be active, a little media person back in the day there, so I kind of fell into this. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I said that earlier. It's interesting. We haven't had that many contacts tonight, and that's okay. I'd rather have a few in a chat than a whole bunch of none. But some very interesting stories of how they got into the hobby. I think it's really, really cool to hear some of those stories. And, it's something that kind of sticks with you. We've got several different reasons and things why we got to where we're at. But it's not about me. It's about you guys out there. So I'd rather hear your stories. You don't want to hear mine. So I can tell mine anytime, So, but yeah, it's been really cool. And it's nice to see that the bands have been, pretty stable. It looks like it was a pretty good week. We worked a portable earlier this week, and that worked out pretty well. And it seems as though 40 meters is doing okay this evening there. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm doing pretty good. As a matter of fact, somebody, my local club created a little blurb in one of the email lists. 12 was open to Japan earlier this afternoon. So, and you have to tell me how the numbers coming up from sunspots and all that good stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting. Of course, the logging program I have gives me the numbers at the top of the page, and the sunspot 92, SFIs at 111. The alpha index 10 and so forth. And those are probably the best numbers I've seen all week. But it hasn't really affected, at least for me here. We've done a couple of afternoon sessions on 20 meters, and we're just able to hit up and down the eastern seaboard. Nothing has changed, and the numbers were not very good. The numbers we had over Christmas were by far the best numbers I've seen in a long time. And we could basically talk anywhere, which was really nice. But I don't really know how to take that to, if those numbers are really accurate or not, because like I said, we ran a vertical on 20 meters earlier, early in the week, and we were just talking everywhere. So I don't know if the numbers are really relevant or not.
Yeah, sometimes it's subjective. I know what you mean, but if you follow Dr. Tabitha Scove, she definitely pretty much has things in the right perspective there. Go ahead.
Well, yes and no. Probably not as much as I should. But, again, I'm not complaining. You call CQ and somebody answers. To me, the band is open. And as I told somebody earlier when we started this, it's just a free phone call. You just don't know who's on the other end. And that's the great thing about the hobby. You don't know necessarily who's on the other end. So very, very, very cool. Hey, Mike, nice to hear you from Idaho. Hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with him briefly, too. So, but, yeah, it's just I'm just amazed the band, Cycle 25 is supposed to be a good one. I think it kind of started off kind of rocky. I'd like to think it's get some momentum and getting better and better. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But, so far to the evening, I have no complaints.
Yep, no complaints here. The band's been good and quiet tonight, and all the signals from the Fritz 5.9 all the way around. So I can't complain. So the numbers are starting to pop up, like you said, in Cycle 25. So it's a good thing. Yeah, we're back in the 70s. One of the meetings you talked to Mexico and Argentina, a place like it was nothing, like a wet new watts of cars. Pretty amazing back in those days.
Oh, it wasn't too long ago. 10 watts, you could talk anywhere in the world. And then there were some days, not that long ago, that you couldn't talk across the street. And so I think a lot of people kind of left the hobby because of that. The cycle started getting worse. And then there's no doubt about it that COVID, the pandemic, brought a lot of people back to the hobby, a lot of new operators. I know you've run across those people as well. And I'm hoping we're getting some momentum into the hobby. I think the bands is going to help us with that, and I hope it continues to get better, the band and people involved in the hobby. But there's some diehards, there's some stalwarts. You're one of them, and Todd is out there the same way, and Mark. I could name a whole bunch of people, even Joe K5 YVY. There's a lot of people out there, and that's kind of the big rock. We kind of keep going with those directions, and I don't think the hobby's going to die completely. It's always nice to hear new ones out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the guys from my club here reached out to me an email. He's been trying to find some people to work with some young people to get them involved. I told him, hey, get me involved. I'll be more than glad to help out. So we'll see what kind of fruit that tree bears. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I totally agree with you. We don't, there's not a lot of clubs around here. And it's nice to have that support there behind you. I wish there was more of a club atmosphere around here. I think there's a couple of 2-meter clubs and so forth, but nothing I can think of for HF. It would be kind of nice, just a sounding board. Again, if I really need to, I can reach out to different people. You and I have talked on the phone several times, and we've got our contact information. There's others out there as well. It's nice to have the clubs, and of course, a lot of those even kind of shut down because of the pandemic as well, and the same with Hamfest. I'm hoping all that stuff starts coming around again, and we can kind of get back to the ham radio life that we remember from before.
Hopefully, they'll have a good turnout date this year, and I think they will because everything in the pandemic will start going away here. So maybe we'll have a good turnout date this year. There, so go ahead.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I sure do. Bob, we're kind of past our time here. I don't want to cut it off per se, but we've got a couple other things we've got to get accomplished yet before we turn in. We're just a little over. We're supposed to be down to the bottom of the hour, but we hated to leave. But had another one, and then heard you in there, and wanted to get back to you and say hello. So I'm glad we got a chance to get a quick chat. But unfortunately, we've run out of time. If I've told Todd we don't have any more quarters to put in the machine, so we're out of quarters. But yeah, November, and then I know we talked during the Christmas train thing. So we were certainly due again on the air, and I'm glad you did call. I'm glad I was able to pull you out of the mix, and hope things are going well for you back there, and hopefully things will get better for all of us. I'd like to think 2022 is better than 2021. So, hey, have a great weekend. Thank you again for getting us a call, Bob. Nice to kind of catch up with you, and hopefully we'll have a chance to talk again real soon. Don't let that work thing get in your way, man. You know what they say, all work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy. So make sure you set some time aside for yourself. Have some fun, that's for sure. I'll say 7-3s, Bob. You have a good evening, and then I know we'll talk again real soon. November Uniform 3, Quebec, the big Bob, the big voice of Bob. This is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care, my friend.
Okay, Randy, 7-3, best to you and yours is lost in Kansas City from Pittsburgh, NU3273.
All right, you take care. Okay, this is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. We're going to be clear for the evening. We have a couple of things we got to take care of. Sorry for those folks who weren't able to get in tonight. We're generally here Monday through Friday, sometimes in the afternoon, mostly in the evening here on 40 meters, and hopefully we'll have a chance to talk again. So this is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We'll be clearing QRT. The frequency is open for normal operation.
Okay, you guys there on YouTube. Hey, Todd, thanks for your help tonight. And Mike, nice to see you there on the live chat. I was hoping, we wouldn't get in with Reed. Maybe we'll work that some other night. The band is okay. I want to thank everybody who checked in on the live chat and had a couple of things to say. It's real nice. I appreciate that. Again, without your support, this wouldn't really go anywhere. So, thanks again, everybody. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to talk again next week. So, Andy, thank you out there as well, too. I know Glenn in the beginning. So, anyway, you guys take care. Thank you again. And we'll say good night. You guys take care. Have a great weekend.